All right, let's talk about rewiring your brain, specifically that perfectionist part of it. And look, this isn't about telling you to lower your standards, not at all. It's about getting back the mental freedom to just get things done. So does this sound like you? You've got like a dozen amazing ideas floating around, your drafts folder's full of half-written emails, you've got projects that are basically 90% finished, but you just can't bring yourself to hit send or call it done. If that hits home, listen up. You are not broken, and you are definitely not alone. This is just a classic sign that your brain's caught in a really common and, yeah, super frustrating loop.
Okay, so here's the big myth we need to bust right now. We all tend to think of perfectionism as this noble quest for excellence, right? It's almost a humble brag, like, oh, my biggest weakness is that I care too much. But what's really going on inside our heads? Well, it's something completely different. It's actually a defense mechanism. All right, let's pull back the curtain on that hidden program. You gotta understand, perfectionism isn't some deep personality flaw. Think of it more like your brain is a computer and it's running a really old, buggy piece of software. A script that's designed to protect you from a threat that, honestly, just doesn't exist anymore in our world. And this right here is the absolute key. On the surface, we think we're chasing greatness. But what our brain is actually doing is running for its life from the fear of being judged. I mean, it's treating a tiny typo in an email like it's a saber-toothed tiger, a genuine threat to our survival. So why does our brain do this? Well, it comes down to something called predictive coding. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Your brain is basically a fortune teller. It's always, and I mean always, trying to guess what's going to happen next, all to keep you safe. And the number one question it's asking 24/7 is just, am I safe? And boom, here's the glitch in the system for a perfectionist. The wiring has gotten crossed. Your brain has accidentally linked a perfect, flawless result with being safe. It thinks, on a deep primal level, that if you make one tiny mistake, you're going to get kicked out of the tribe. And you know, back in the day, that was basically a death sentence. So to protect you, it hits the emergency brake: procrastination and overthinking.
Okay, so how do we fix this glitchy software? You can't just tell your brain to stop it. It doesn't work that way. You have to show it. So let's get into our first habit. It's called the 80% rule, and it's basically a way to trick the system and turn down the volume on that internal alarm bell.
Check out how this plays out inside your head. When you tell yourself, this has to be 100% perfect, your brain sees a huge, scary mountain to climb. Threat level goes to high. And what happens? Procrastination. But if you consciously decide to aim for just 80%, just good enough, suddenly the mountain looks like a small hill. The perceived effort plummets, the threat level drops to low, and your brain goes, okay, yeah, we can do this. It gives you the green light to actually start. The key is giving yourself permission to stop at good enough.
Okay, so we've found a way to get started. Now we need to actively retrain the brain's reaction to mistakes. And I'm going to be honest, this next habit, it might sound a little scary at first, but trust me, it is so, so powerful. We're essentially going to microdose on mistakes. Think of it like a safe exposure therapy for your nervous system.
Here's exactly how you rewire the circuits. Step 1, your brain screams, don't send that text with a typo, it'll be a disaster. That's the fear. Step 2, you take a deep breath and you deliberately send it anyway, the action. And step 3, the result? Absolutely nothing happens. The world doesn't end. This is the magic moment. It creates what scientists call a prediction error. Your brain's scary prediction was flat out wrong. And every time you do this, you're providing new data. You're teaching it one text at a time that imperfection is not a threat. You are safe. All right, quick recap. We're starting things by aiming for 80%, and we're teaching our brain that small mistakes are okay. So what's next? Habit number 3 is all about tackling that low-level anxiety that's always humming in the background. You know, the one caused by all those unfinished tasks. We are going to become experts at closing our cognitive open loops. So what the heck is an open loop? It's simple. It's any task you've started but haven't finished. And for a perfectionist, these are weirdly comforting, right? Because as long as it's not finished, no one can judge it. But here's the catch. Every single one of those open loops is like having 50 apps running in the background of your phone. It just kills your battery, your mental energy, and creates this constant nagging background anxiety. The solution? It's beautifully simple and a little brutal. Take that one task you've been putting off forever. Set a timer for just 10 minutes. That's it. And here is the non-negotiable rule. When that alarm rings, you are done. Pencils down. You hit submit. You click send. You call it finished. You close the loop, no matter what. And you want to know why this is so effective? Because the second you force yourself to complete that task, your brain gets this incredible reward, a big, juicy hit of dopamine. It's like a treat for your brain, and it starts to learn a new lesson. Finishing something, even if it's messy, feels so much better than keeping something perfectly unfinished. You're literally rewiring yourself to value completion over perfection. Okay, our last habit. This one is the big one. It's maybe the most profound shift of all. It's all about changing your identity. It's about finally severing that toxic connection between the things you do and the person you are. This is about adopting a whole new mindset. So let's put these two mindsets side by side. The perfectionist thinks, I'm an artist and my work is about to be judged. A mistake isn't just a mistake, it's proof that I am a failure. But the scientist thinks, I am just collecting data. A mistake or some negative feedback, that's not personal. It's just a data point. It's valuable information for the next experiment. See the difference? This mental judo move is what protects your sense of self-worth when things inevitably don't go perfectly. And really, that's what this all boils down to. The whole point here isn't to stop caring. It's not about suddenly deciding to produce bad work. Not at all. The real goal is to get to a place where you can do your absolute best work without your nervous system freaking out and going into fight or flight mode every single time. It's about finding stability. It's about calm. So I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Think about that book you've been meaning to write, or that business idea you keep sketching out, or even just that one nagging project that's been on your to-do list for, months? Years? What could you finally finish? What could you finally bring into the world if you just gave yourself permission for it not to be perfect?